Saturday, it's unlikely that it'll actually be here or even get here. But I'm just sitting, relaxing. It's a question of listening to the neighbors, keeping an eye on the storm. Those clouds are definitely brewing. We had quite a bad storm here at about 4 this morning. You can see garden service has been. They were here on Thursday. So the lawn is looking nicely manicured. In that tree outside on the pavement, there's actually a nest. I wonder if I can zoom in whilst I'm live. Actually resting my elbow on my knee just to try and keep this steady while I do this. It's about as far as I can go. There is actually a bird's nest there. It looks like a masked weaver. Oh, I see there's a dove up there as well. I have just put some seed down. I was hoping that they would come and eat, and then we could do some bird watching together. But there's a problem with bird watching because you see, we're not the only ones around ready to watch the birds. There's Licorice. And don't be fooled by the closed eyes. That's Mr. Pumpkin. And both of them would love to be doing some bird watching. So at the moment, it's just enjoying the peace of the garden, even though there's some different music coming from one of the neighbors. There's some kids screaming over the road. Typical Saturday afternoon. I suppose I could actually do a walk around the garden. I haven't done that for a little while. Get some steps in while I'm about it. Actually just sitting by the front door. So my nasturtiums are going well. The lavender has recovered from the last pruning I gave it. I should actually process all that lavender and then need to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I've got some... Oh, sorry, bee. Is on your way there? Back to this bee. Don't be camera shy now. I mean, really. There you go. Okay. In the background, we've got some rhubarb growing there next to the composter. I gave this Strelitzia quite a heavy haircut a couple of weeks ago, and there's one gorgeous bloom showing its stuff. There's a couple more buds due to come up, but they're nowhere near ready yet. There's what, 1, 2, 3? Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 buds that I can see. Aloes are just like evergreen. Canna lily, which I thought I'd actually pulled out. That one's a red hot poker. So in winter that has a very nice red flower, kind of like you would see on an aloe, but this itself, as you can see, is not an aloe. This section is horribly overgrown. I actually need to get in there with a bushwhacker. It's just the honeysuckle taking over the entire garden. Canna lilies in the front being taken over, colonized by morning glories, which I also need to get out of. At the back is hibiscus. Right in front here I've got one of these gritworm things. This has been here since we moved into the house in 2006. That's the workshop. There's some dahlias. This is actually where the honeysuckle itself is planted, but there's some morning glory down there as well. I've got this gorgeous purple hearts plant down here, which is quite prevalent in our area. I've just had to climb into this tree philodendron because one of these leaves was actually on the electric fence, and it was putting it at risk. I'm not quite sure I like the leftover of it, but anyway, it is what it is. This is the keyhole garden. If you don't know what that is, Google it, keyhole garden. If you look on that leaf, let's see if we can get a nice close-up. There's a ladybug. Oh, thanks, Michael. I also quite like my garden. It's very lush at the moment. We've had so much rain, but we're needing some more. For some reason, the gooseberries have really taken over this keyhole garden. I didn't plant them. I don't know how the heck they got there. Oh, Mommy Bird is now back. I'll go and get a look at her shortly. I've got some spaghetti melons, spaghetti squash growing here in the keyhole. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's just at a cursory glance. What I was actually trying to grow here is this fig tree, because figs like well-draining soil. But as you can see, all of this is actually gooseberries, which I did not plant. Back over there, in front of that red top, which is now yellow, is actually some ginger, which has been in ground for a couple of years now. The hydrangeas haven't been getting as much water as they would like, which is why they're looking a bit. Passion fruit. I want to get passion fruit. I actually need something to grow them up, but I'm busy working on something in the back garden for that. So watch the space, but it might only be in spring because I think it's a bit late in the year to be growing that now. So from this angle, look in the tree, there's the baby birds, 2 baby doves. And then Mama is over here, wondering what the heck I'm doing. Trying to get this from the camera angle, sorry. This is the first time I've gone live, by the way, so forgive my lack of camera work here. All right. Anyway, behind the hydrangeas, I have a catch box for bees. I had to get someone else to take over the previous beehive because the colony survived very well over the last winter, so much so that it was way too big for the space I have. So it was bought by somebody in Orange Farm where the bees could really enjoy roaming about without putting people at risk. But that particular catch box got bees in April last year, which is unusual. It's certainly late in the season, but we had a very mild winter last year, so it's we'll see. At least they've got an option available next time they swarm. Okay, Pumpkin's now hearing me talk. Pumpkin wants to know what we're talking about, don't you? Of course, the fact that I have a lanyard on this is an excellent distraction. There you are. No, I don't want you looking at the birds. Thank you very much, mister. I have quite a number of queen's tears around. Got this hanging in the apricot tree. I really need to replace this thing. It's really looking the worse for wear. At the back, I've got more queen's tears actually in the apricot tree itself. Got some here in another pot. I've got some hanging up on the wall there. These queen's tears absolutely thrive in low light, but they are better in a hanging basket because you can imagine, you can certainly see it from this angle. So that flower is from that pot. So if that is the soil level there, if that is where it would be in the garden, those flowers would be actually in the soil. So I think I might even have one. Oh, that flash of pink down there is actually already in the soil. I really need to move them all into pots. And in case you are wondering, here are the bird feeders. 1, 2, 3. And then I have another baby fig tree. It's probably competing with the apricot tree for root space, so it's not doing terribly well. I have another tree philodendron, and then this is really not doing too well. I'll probably put some of these more queen's tears in there because they seem to like being in hanging baskets. I was trying back during 2020 to reuse and recycle like Coke bottles for planters. Guess what? They do actually break down in sunlight. So I need to change that out. And then just down the driveway, I've got a couple of pots with plants. So speckworm, pregnant onion, that's an arum lily, another breadworm. There's 2 with whatchamacallits. I seriously need to figure out the name of those plants. They very spiky. They got, yes, that's a hardy dog. Very spiky purple flowers. So I'd actually dug them up and wanted to plant them in the agenda. I planted them on the pavement, but obviously we didn't get all the roots out, so they splashed it up again. And I have a cattail fern, complete with a weed in the middle, a third tree philodendron, and some more queen's tears. These aren't doing so well because obviously they're getting the afternoon sun, so they are getting scorched. This particular pot, the saucer is actually broken, so it's not holding the water as well as it normally would. Some more red hot pokers, and I think these strelitzias are also fighting for root space in here. But strelitzias are my husband's favorite flower. This on the other side of the garage is the other pot, more of this purple heart flower, some more strelitzias, some mother-in-law's tongue. This used to be a massive rosemary bush until the ants decided to make a massive nest, so I'm glad to see the rosemary is recovering. Other than that, we have OnlyFans for cats. Licorice, say hello. Okay, we are not amused. Say hello. If you're gorgeous and you know it, blink your eyes. And there I was sitting at the front door, two pots here with mother-in-law's tongue. Tried to propagate some of that purple heart flower in there as well as some echeveria. And there's the other one. I've also taken some, these were just white stones. I'd painted them purple, and then I found some glow-in-the-dark paint. So been playing around with it. I mean, what's the point of having a garden if you can't have fun with it? So thank you for spending some time with me in my garden. I hope this helped to reset your algorithm or your day. And now I've got to figure out how on earth I end alive. Let's see what the next step is. Wish me luck. Hope to see you again soon. Cheerio. How do I stop? Do that.